Your favorite distraction just dropped. We're back. All right, Morgan, how you doing? What you been up to?
Well, big life update. I just turned the big 25.
Quarter century.
I know, right? Okay.
It's a milestone.
I know. But what they say about like having a quarter life crisis, I think that's so true though.
You feel like you're having one?
Oh, 100%. I'm like, what? I'm 25 now. Like mentally, I feel like a little baby.
Mm-hmm.
And
well, you still kind of are. I mean, 25 is still very young.
I know, but it's just like amongst my age group, I feel like I'm getting dogged. Like everyone's like, you're old. And I'm like, if I'm old, I don't know what young is, but frankly, I mean,
watch what you say.
Yeah.
I'm about to get offended.
Well, no, here's the thing. I do believe like 30s are the new 20s. Okay. Everyone's been saying it.
Yeah.
I agree with it. I think like we're living longer lives. So, but I do think it had me spiraling just a little bit because I was like, I feel like what I imagined for myself when I was younger and where I'd be at in life is just very different than where I'm at.
Sure. I remember feeling that way too. Because like when you think about like high school, 25 does seem pretty old. And you're like, okay, I'm going to be like established at 25. Like I'm going to have a partner and I might be getting married at that point. And like I might be having babies in a couple. Yeah. You think you have these ideas, but it's just because you haven't like lived that yet.
No.
You know, like.
Yeah. No, you're right. My ideal timeline at this point is screwed.
Yeah.
It is completely off the table.
Well, what was your ideal timeline?
My ideal timeline was to be married by 27.
Okay.
So I'd have to meet someone like yesterday, okay, to fit this. I mean, I'm not one of those people I think who could get married in a year though, of knowing someone. And then you have a year to plan.
Yeah.
So like basically at this point that's out. That's gone.
Okay.
That's gone. So. And then I was going to hopefully have kids around 30, 31. Mm-hmm. Okay. That's like 3 years, 4 years. I'm like, that's like enough time.
That's still on the table.
That's still on the table. But getting married by 27, I think is completely off the table, which actually lately I've actually been way okay with. Like, I just don't feel mentally in that space. Like, some of my friends that are getting married, I'm so happy for them because that's exactly where they're at in life right now. Me, mentally, I just don't think I'm there yet.
Yeah. And that's okay. Everyone has their own timeline.
Yeah. And I think more and more, well, here's the thing. I feel like a lot of people are getting married really young now. And then there's a lot of people who are getting married when they're older. And there's like less in between almost. Like, I feel like I hear less of people in their later 20s getting married. But I feel like I hear a lot of people like around here, my age, getting married. And then a lot of people in the 30s.
Yeah.
Because I think there's just like this odd timeline where it's like, I don't know, just this weird zone. But that's just me putting a lot of pressure on things. Like I just like to plan and like have things like the way I like them.
Yeah. Okay. I get that.
Unfortunately, that's just like not life. Like life just like takes you where it wants to take you, and you just have to be okay with that. And you know, sometimes I have to like let go of like control and like. That's a really hard thing for me to do.
Same. Yeah, that's a hard thing to do. And I don't think it like gets, I mean, maybe it gets easier. I was going to say, I don't think it gets easier. It does get easier in some senses, but it's still work.
Yeah.
Learning to let go.
You have to actively think about it and be like, I'm at peace with like not being in control with the situation, which is hard. Like I think people that say they love change, it's not that I don't think they don't love change, because I've been okay with change as well. But is it really that you are okay with change, or you just like, okay once it happens? I don't know. Like it's kind
like the idea of change, or like actually going through change is what you're saying?
Yeah. I don't know if I know anybody who's like, I love just constant change in my life, because that's like turbulence.
Yeah,
right?
That's like chaos.
Yeah, I don't know anyone that's like that. Now I know people that actively seek out adventure and they don't want to maybe settle down and like have a place to, maybe they want to travel, maybe they want to jump from city to city. Okay, totally understand. But does that mean you want like change in every aspect of your life? Like, I don't think so. Like, I have a hard time understanding people who are like, yay change.
Yeah, that's never going to be me. Yeah. You know, like I like a planned change.
Yeah.
You know, like a planned new experience. Like I'm going to experience something new, but I'm going to plan it and I'm going to know when I'm going to have this new experience and I'll be mentally prepared for it. That's my kind of change.
Yeah, where you're in control of the change.
Yes.
No,
I have a little say in it.
No, I agree. I mean, I think that's probably my favorite change as well. The change that's like not just spur of the moment situation. But I mean, I think one thing I've always prided myself on is like being adaptable, but it's not because I want to be adaptable. I'm not being put in those situations and I'm like, oh, I love this. I'm just like, okay, time to go with the flow. Like I'm put in this situation and I have to figure it out. Like I'm not one to like flounder and be like, oh no, like why? Like, okay, we're here. So might as well deal with it. But again, it's not because I'm like, oh yeah.
I think that has to do with our upbringing too, just because like we moved around. I was born in Arizona, moved to Virginia, moved to Texas, went to school in Nashville, then came back to Virginia. Like lots of moving, and you had to develop adaptability because those aren't like little changes too. Like Arizona to Virginia is like different countries. Like we lived in southern Arizona, like huge Mexican influences, tons of Spanish being spoken. And then you go to Virginia and it was just like a completely different lifestyle. But you know, like you just adapt.
Yeah, and the first time you moved too, it was like more southern vibes than it is
now. Absolutely. Yeah, it was a different vibe back then. It was like the 90s, the mid to late 90s, I guess. So yeah, it wasn't quite as evolved as it is these days.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I didn't move as much as you did by any means. You were the one who got kind of moved around to different schools more than I did, but I do think when it came to moving, I've never been like too scared to move. Like if some crazy opportunity came up, you know, in the next year, I'd be like, okay, like I'd be interested in looking into that. I'm not like planted like cement blocks on my feet. Like I can't go anywhere. And no shade to those who don't want to, because there is like in the last couple years living near you guys, there is so much comfort in like being close to family, things that you know, like there's so much calming, you know, there's like effect in that.
Beauty in that stability, and people who have grown up in the same place their whole entire lives and like know everyone, and they're just like so well established in the community. There is like true beauty in that. It's just not what we experienced.
No. And yeah, because I find it funny, like a lot of people will say they're like jealous of that. And I'm like, well, I'm kind of jealous of you because you just grew up in this one place and you like know everyone, you know everything. Like there is really something to be said about that. Like there's nothing to like shake your head at over that. Like I think there's a lot of negative, I don't know, like perception of living in the same place, but like
not being worldly or something.
Yes, I guess so. But like,
you can be worldly in other ways. You can travel, you can experience new things without like moving.
I know. That's kind of my perception of it too. Like to say that you'll never learn new things, never maybe take up new hobbies, go new places, like that doesn't have to be the case just because you stayed in one area. And if that's someone's comfort zone and that's like where they thrive the best, then like let that leave them be.
Yeah, everyone's different.
But other than turning 25 and experiencing a slight,
you're having an identity crisis.
Yeah, just a slight one. What's my purpose in this world? Who am I to be? The timeline's off. The timeline's off. Like I feel like there's like I just got the weirdest like thing. But you know, like Monsters Inc., where they're like freaking out because like I don't even know, like when the doors, like the alarms going off and they're running everywhere.
Yeah.
That's what my brain is.
That's what's going on in your head right now.
Yeah, my brain's like, what is happening? But also in the last...
Don't be alarmed. You're 25.
Yeah. Everyone calm down. But no, it's like, but at the same time, I've been experiencing the last couple of weeks, like a lot of fun things. So it's been like really refreshing in some ways because I'm like, wow, I feel more myself than in some ways than I ever have, which is like really amazing. Because when you're, especially when you're early 20s and like, and I know I'm going to make multiple more changes in the rest of my 20s, but it just felt like I'm like didn't know who I was, and I was willing to maybe bend myself more to other people. And now as I'm like the last couple years, I feel like I'm more like I kind of know who I am and like what I like and what I don't like. And I know, again, just like I said, it's going to continue to really solidify, and that's exciting. So that's
it is exciting. Yeah,
that's a big thing. And another thing we've been doing, and one thing we did to celebrate my birthday, is we went to, people are gonna be like, wow, this is like the lamest 25-year-old ever, trivia. And then we went to Singo, which is music bingo.
Okay. Now that sounds like something I'd be interested in.
Yeah, no, it's so fun. They put on music, like songs, and you just have to look at your bingo card and figure out which song is on and if it's on your board, which me and my roommate, we raked in big. And by big, I mean we won, like, she won $15 in gift cards and I won 10.
That ain't nothing.
No, exactly. People at the other tables were literally getting annoyed because we kept winning at our table. And I'm like, I don't know, good luck over here. We literally had a random dude come over and we were like, oh, you can come sit with us, whatever. Ashley picked out his bingo card for him and then he ended up winning. So I'm not saying that we're lucky, but like, there was something going on at our table.
Yeah, that sounds like so much fun. And I feel like I have so much useless music knowledge in my head and I could actually use it for like good.
Yeah.
So.
No, it's just so fun because it's like, I don't know, it's just like mindless, like fun. You're like just sitting there having a drink, having an appetizer, listening to music. And like there's like an adrenaline rush because you're like, I'm so close to bingo. Yeah, this, like, again, this made me sound so lame. Like, I'm like, oh, yes. But no, it was so fun. And then in comparison to trivia, like what I've been talking to you about, but like trivia is hard. People that go regularly, which we're trying to do that. We're like, we're going to expand our minds, become so good at this.
You're just going to retain more useless knowledge.
Useless knowledge. I love fun facts. Okay.
I know you do. You're like the queen of fun facts. Yeah. You like to break them out.
I love them. And they always come unprompted. It's like the most random thing. I like pull it and I don't know where it comes out of my brain. I think it just like nestles in the folds of my brain somewhere. And then randomly I'm like, oh yeah, fun fact, like this. I don't know. But trivia is so hard. Like this last time we went, we literally got dead last. We've gone like lower, but we've never gotten last before. And it was out of 20 teams. We were dumber than 20 teams there.
Dumber doesn't seem quite the right word for it.
No, I genuinely think between the two of us, we have like two little brain cells rattling and they're trying to fire off and they're like firing off at random times. And it was just it was humbling because both of us were like, we don't think we're that dumb, but then we were doing these trivia things and it really makes you reconsider like how smart you are, I guess, because you're like, wow, all these people know this random mountain range in between Russia and Europe or whatever.
But like, why? Why do you need to know that? Just for trivia, I guess.
I guess just for trivia. We definitely have learned that our geography skills are terrible. Like that's our worst category, I think, every single time.
Yeah, I think that would be mine too. Not my strong suit.
No. Well, and it's like they don't just ask like, where is something? Like, for instance, especially in the U.S., people who are like, oh, I'm so good at U.S. geography. Okay, well, first of all, good for you. Second of all, they like purposely will be like, okay, here's 4 states. Like, this is a real thing we got. There's 4 states. They didn't give us which states they are. They were like, this is the Garden State. So you have to know, okay, that's New Jersey.
Okay.
So they gave you all 4 that. And then you have to order them from north to south on the map. As you can imagine, like you have to have 2 things of knowledge. Like one, what states are called.
Yeah, like their nicknames or whatever.
Nicknames, yeah. And then you also have to know where they are ordered on the map. And they're not like in order, like, oh, it's clearly like this is Maine and then this is like all on the East Coast. Like they're all across the country. And so you have to like put it visually in your head, like where they aligned on the map.
Yeah, I'm out. I'm out on that.
Yeah, it's just like stuff like that. Like some of it's stupid, like sports, random things, or like pop culture. Like I easily guessed when they were talking about Britney Spears. They're like we're doing these random fun facts and they're like, guess this person. I'm like, Brittany.
Yeah.
Like
pop culture knowledge, I'm in. Geography, out.
Yeah, I just don't think it was for us. And I do think we are like one of the youngest people that go. Not that there's like a ton of like old heads in there or something. Okay. Like, but we're definitely on like the younger side, I think. Like most people, it seems like they're in their like 30s or so, maybe late 20s. Not to say that that's much older than us, but who knows? Maybe those couple more years give you a little more extra knowledge.
I mean, I guess if you start studying now, you'll be ready.
I know. No, I need to. I need to get on the quizzes. I need to start doing like all my geography stuff.
Yeah, Jeopardy every night.
I hate Jeopardy. This is like, that's the thing is I think about that. I'm like, studying like as if this is a test. Like it feels so high school, but then I'm like, how else am I going to win?
Yeah.
And I'm competitive.
Oh, I know.
So we got to get on it.
We got work to do.
Yeah. So what's been up with you? Anything more interesting than trivia?
I got to go to a wedding this last weekend and let me tell you, I am out, like officially out of the age group where weddings are part of life. I haven't been to a wedding maybe like 6 or 8 years. Like it has been such a long time. And one of Aaron's uncles was getting married and it was just so lovely. It was great to see, of course, like all the family and everything, but there's just something like so beautiful about a wedding, so much love and like hope. And I just think that there's like no better feeling in the world than like going to a wedding and just like the vibe, you know, it's like celebratory, it's love filled. It's the best feeling.
No, I totally agree. Like the last wedding I went to, I literally was like choking back tears. I'm like with the father-daughter dance and like all of that sort of stuff. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is just so, yeah, it is. It's like everybody that loves you, excuse me, everybody that loves you, that's there in one place for that day.
Yeah.
And that's just like such a outpouring of love and community if I've ever like heard or seen of one, you know?
Yeah. So it was just beautiful and it makes me want to go to more weddings, but like everyone that I know is married. So I don't want to wish like second marriages on anybody, but yeah. I guess I'm waiting for you.
Yeah, I'm sorry that apparently my timeline's off. You're going to have to wait another freaking who knows how long. Like
tick tock, tick tock.
I know. Don't have to remind me. The scaries are coming in.
No pressure.
No, yeah, literally.
And also, I'm also like super proud of myself because I lifted weights again for the first time yesterday. Oh, yeah. I know it's like big. One weightlifting session and now I'm back, baby. But like weightlifting used to be like my favorite form of exercise. And for years, like it made me feel strong. I felt like so good in my body and just like general strength. But then I broke my wrist last year, roller skating. Don't recommend.
I love how we talked recently about like your, so the thing about Lauren is that, bless her, everyone makes fun of her because she's gotten in a couple different accidents in the last couple of years. And it's not even that I think you're really accident prone. People like to like make jokes as if you are, but like, you're really not.
I'm not like running into stuff all the time.
Just a series of unfortunate events.
I guess I'm just like unlucky. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think you're unlucky. I just think, I don't know what to call that. I just feel like you just had maybe a couple bad years, like back to back.
Yeah. And this is not the first time that it's happened to me. A couple bad years, which is probably why it's so funny. My dad's like, there goes Lauren again. Because when I was a kid, like I got thrown off a horse. Like that's no fault of my own, but like I got my back injured.
The horse would say differently.
I didn't do anything wrong. He got spooked. Okay. And so I got thrown off a horse. Like I've fallen, like rollerblading, like never broken a bone, but like sprains.
The cactus spine in your foot.
Oh my God. Yeah. I stepped in a cactus spine. Well, we lived in Arizona in the desert. I was playing in the desert and a cactus spine went through my shoe. Like what else? Oh, I broke my wrist doing like back bends in the front yard. So, I mean, it's not like I was doing anything like risky.
Yeah. She's not jumping out of a plane or anything.
No, but like I just had a series of events happen. And then now again, like I thought it was over. I thought it was like something that I had outgrown, but no, here it comes back with a vengeance. In my late 30s, I get thrown off a golf cart. Not my fault, Aaron. Fell while roller skating, broken arm. But anyway, like because of this broken arm, like then I had to go through physical therapy. And then like I just never felt like quite strong enough. Like when I tried to go back to it and do push-ups, like it just didn't feel right. Like it didn't feel great. And so I was like, I'm not going to push it. Now I feel like I'm finally ready. And so I did it yesterday. I can like barely lift my arms above like my shoulders, but it felt really good to do it again.
Yeah.
And now I've just got to stick with it. Now, since I brought it up, like I have to stick with it because everyone's going to be like, how's your workout going? Yeah. And I can't hide that I haven't been doing it. So I'm back, baby.
No, good for you. I just hit the pool for like the second time in like, I don't know, over a year for sure. And the last time I did it, I like piddled around, or I wasn't like swimming laps and laps and laps. So like I did that, but it feels just so like reinvigorating. You're like, wow, this is great. I don't know why I stopped doing this. Like I feel so much better about myself. And
yeah, I know why I didn't start again because like the first 2 weeks are just like so painful. Like I'm in pain. And I know when I do it again tomorrow, I'm going to be in pain, but it's worth it in the end. And it does feel really good.
Yeah. That's something too I was talking with people about, because I was like an athlete up until I graduated college.
Yeah.
And I really took for granted just being continuously in shape. Okay. There's a difference. Yes, I was sore like probably 80% of the time, but it was like a sore you can handle. Like you're used to it. You become numb to it at a certain point. Yes, you can barely walk upstairs. You're a little more out of breath. But like, I don't know, it's just you're normal. So you like your perception is just like, this is how my life is. And then you stop. Because I stopped. I went to grad school. I was like, oh, screw this. Like, I don't really have time. Like I would do the stair step, or I would do some stuff, but I wasn't actively working out. Getting back into it hurts. Yeah. It hurts so bad. And I was just like oblivious to that. Like I knew, but the longest I took off in like high school was like 2 weeks. 2 weeks. And then I'm back to swimming. In college, yeah, we'd had like, again, a couple weeks, and then we were back training again. Now it wasn't as hard because it's off season, but like, what? No, I took that for granted, and I low-key hate myself. Now I'm like, why did I stop?
Yeah.
Why did I stop?
Because now you got to start again.
It's just, it makes me sad because I'm like, if I would have just kept up, had I just been like doing my due diligence, even if it was like working out like 4 days a week instead of like 6 days a week, could have kept up. But no, unfortunately.
Here we are. Starting over.
But also at the same time, like I understand like life changes, like you prioritize different things. In this case, I was prioritizing my education. Sometimes you go through that phase where it's like I feel like especially parents will understand that, like new parents especially, like maybe you're prioritizing, like you just had a kid. So you're going to put some more time with being with them and taking care of them, whatever. But now it's like I gotta prioritize my health, because it's important.
Yeah, and that has been like a really big thing, I think, because like I hit a milestone this year too. Like you hit 25, I hit 40, and that has been a wake up call. I don't feel like any pressure around it as much, but it was like a wake up call to, okay, my health really needs to be a priority going forward, because it's not going to get any better unless I put the work into it. And so I've got to be weightlifting. Like I'm worried about bone density going forward, like all of those kind of things. They're not sexy, but taking care of your health is important, and I want to be strong and live like a healthy life. So that's kind of like my focus.
No, 100%. And like movement is movement.
Yeah.
Like, and that's what I had to get over. Because I'm such a perfectionist, I always have a like all or nothing mindset.
I can be that way too.
And in the last couple of years, I've had to like evaluate that, because I'm like, that's not healthy. Like, let's say I guess this is like a thing with ADHD too. Like, psychologists, psychiatrists say this, but I guess like therapists recommend just doing something. So like let's say you're really depressed, okay? Like you're not taking care of yourself at all, like brushing your teeth, brushing your hair, showering, whatever. It's better to, let's say, shower every other day or to brush your teeth once a day than twice a day. Like you have to take small actionable steps that like fit your lifestyle and like who you are in your time. Like maybe it's just like walking every day, or maybe it's like, okay, I'm going to go and do yoga a couple days a week because it makes me feel good and it's something I can actually stick to. Great. Better than, doing nothing.
Yeah.
Like if we think about it, it's like you have to at some point evaluate that. And that's where I'm kind of at right now. Like, okay, I'm not going to work out every day. Like I simply can't, but maybe I swim a couple times a week. Maybe I lift weights a couple times a week. That's movement.
Mm-hmm. And like once you get into it, you do get more motivated to do more because it does like release those endorphins. Like you feel stronger, you feel better, and you're like, okay, now I feel strong enough to add in something else. So the gradual way is definitely the best way.
Yeah, 100%. Because that's been me. I like go really hard and then I burn myself out. That's why I had to take a break from swimming for so long. I went so hard.
Yeah, it was like your entire life.
Yeah. And at that point, I was just like, I'm over it.
Yeah.
Right now, I've just been swimming for like 30, 35 minutes. And I've just been like, again, just like swimming to swim. Mm-hmm. I'm like not swimming hard. I'm just like swimming laps.
Yeah. You're probably like rediscovering your love for it. You know, it's not like a job. Now it's like something you can do for fun.
No, exactly. Definitely at one point it felt very like, this is my job. This is like who I am, what I do. And now it's like, oh, I can do other things. And then, oh, I can do this like on the side.
Yeah.
It feels very fulfilling. I will say swimming the other day, I was like, wow, I feel like a mermaid. I'm like, la, la, la. I'm swimming next to this older man because I asked him, they're like all the lanes were taken. And so I asked him if I could hop in. And he was like, hop on in the water. He's talking about me. He had a back surgery. This is this older man, back surgery. He'd been out for 12 weeks. And this was his first day back.
Aww.
And it was I loved him. We talked several times. It just like, it warmed my heart because also it's like something I take for granted. Like I can swim easily. Yeah. Here's this man who's been begging. He didn't even technically get full clearance yet from the doctor. He said he got the last time he went to the doctor, he said another 6 weeks, but he said he was going mentally like crazy. And he's like, at that point, he was like, I just had to do it. And I was like, all right, just don't, hurt yourself. Basically is what I told him. I said, don't push yourself too hard.
Take it easy.
Yeah, please. If your doctor like finds out, it's gonna be so funny. But he was like, I just had to do it because I'm mentally, it was just like not feeling right. Like I just am not myself. But I was like, we take that for granted, like being able to move and like do those things. And it's true, like rather do it now. So like, especially like if you do have surgery, you do have whatever, you're going to be way stronger going into it. And it's going to be way easier to recover or do whatever after.
For sure. That makes a difference.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else new that you want to share with the class? Or are you ready to hop on into our topic today?
I think I've talked out.
Hopefully not too talked out.
Oh no.
Because we got some thoughts.
I know. I'm so excited to talk about this today. Because the one thing about me is I'm so opinionated, and for better or for worse.
Yeah.
That's why we're here.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got takes.
We got thoughts. And today we got thoughts about pick-me girls.
R.I.P. I'm sorry. Stay far away from me. If you don't know what a pick-me girl is, okay, just for like some additional context, a pick-me girl is basically just like a girl who really wants to distinguish herself from other girls. So like she might do this by saying like the tried and true, I'm not like other girls, like I don't like pink, like that sort of mentality where I am better than other girls because of X, Y, and Z. And they do this for male attention typically, or validation.
That's the kicker.
Yes.
It's not because they genuinely have a certain opinion. They're doing it to get approval from men.
Yes. And so sometimes that might look like also like reinforcing stereotypes, like doing whatever they can just to get a little validation.
Yeah, a little validation bump. I don't know.
R.I.P. That's so sad.
Yeah.
When you think about it.
It's sad when you break it down, but unfortunately, all of us have done it in one point in our lives and another. ugh, it makes me like literally cringe and feel ick on the inside. But like, I feel like everyone has been there at one point in their lives.
Yeah, 100%. Are we like recovering pick-me girls?
I think so.
I
think I'm I'm gonna hope.
Oh yeah.
I
hope
hope
so
I'm
too.
fully recovered. I don't know. We'll see.
Oh,
we'll get
gosh.
into it and we'll see. You can tell me by the end of the episode if you think I'm recovered or if I'm still in recovery.
Okay. Oh
where
no.
where I am in my journey.
Oh no. All right. Someone give me a gavel. I'm gonna jump.
But before we get into our pick-me traits, I just wanted to talk about like some famous pick-me moments, like in cultural herstory.
Oh yeah.
If you will.
Herstory. Oh, that's so funny. Oh gosh.
And the first one is like Meredith Grey. Like when I was researching pick-me and like different moments that have happened over history, people were saying like, was Meredith Grey the first pick-me girl? And I was like, was she? Because that iconic scene with her and Derek's still married to Addison.
Yeah.
And she's like, pick me, love me, choose me. Ugh.
Yeah.
I think she was the first pick me girl.
Yeah. No, it's so sad because she's such a like good character. Like you come to love her in so many ways. And then you're like, but why?
Yeah, she was such like a strong, intelligent woman, but it came to Derek and she was like, I don't know, like a puddle.
Yeah, she folded.
Yeah.
Yeah, so badly. Like, yeah, it is tough. That's so cringe. It's just cringe because, well, it's cringe for multiple reasons. One, because you're literally pick me, choose me, love me. Mm-hmm. But second of all, because he's literally married. Yeah. That's crazy. He chose. Why are you asking him to choose again? He made a choice, and he should live by that choice. And if he doesn't, then he needs. That's a him thing to figure out.
Yeah, that's is like you
thing.
should stay out of that situation. But I mean, it did end up working out for her, I guess.
Yeah,
I guess
if you call that working out, like please, she's. It's just like, no, it's just I don't understand that like mentality. Like at least in that situation, like we've all wanted a man to pick us, choose us, love us. We're like, please, I want this man to love me so bad. Like fine, but when they're married,
that's kind of like the worst of the worst situation that she was in.
That's literally like I think of Rory Gilmore with Dean again, like going back to that where she's like, well, he loves me, like. Does he? Because I don't see him getting divorced anytime soon. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Next, please. Like, that gets me fired up every time. Because it's just, like, not your place.
It's
like,
it's pretty gross. It's, Okay. Yeah. What about Taylor Swift and her You Belong With Me song? That's so picked me.
I totally, I never even thought of it like that.
Yeah.
But it is. And she literally is making fun of the girl, like what she wears. Like, I wear t-shirts and she wears like little skirts. Bro, what? Like, okay, so she's like a cute, feminine, girly girl.
Yeah,
and
she's a little cheerleader and you think that you're cooler and better for him because you're the antithesis of that.
Yeah. Like, just because you're a cheerleader, you wear little skirts doesn't mean you're, like, shallow or you're, like, a terrible person. Like, that's just...
Yeah. I feel like the only redeeming part of that was that she wrote that in high school. And so I'm like, okay. In high school, we were all definitely more pick-me.
Oh, 100%.
So I forgive you, Taylor.
Yeah. In retrospect, that song totally is. It totally went over my brain. I just am like... It's just like such a bop. It's so timeless, I guess. Like I never thought that, but yeah, she's literally begging him to pick her over the other girl. That's so wild.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And then My Best Friend's Wedding.
The iconic.
Classic.
Yeah.
Classic. I feel like you can't talk about Pick Me Girls and not talk about Julia Roberts in that movie. Yeah.
Her poor character is so cringe.
So cringe and so awful to sweet little Cameron Diaz, who is just trying to win her future husband's best friend over and is just getting like sabotage at every turn.
No, it's actually like crazy to think about. She's literally about to marry this man.
Yeah.
And you're just like, actually, well, and what kills me is like she had her moment. She had her time.
Yeah.
She had years to figure out that she A, liked him, B, just like, okay, I'll do something about it.
Mm-hmm.
But no, she chooses this exact moment because she's like, oh, I'm gonna lose him.
Yeah.
Like, you're not gonna lose him. Like,
It's just gonna be different.
Yeah, you're losing maybe this version of him, but like, that's like life. Like, we're all growing and changing, and like, yeah, you might not be as close because, you know, he's married, but like, one day you're gonna be married, and you're also gonna you're gonna understand it better. So like, it just was so cringe. It's just so cringe.
Yeah, just the way that she treated her and like was undermining everything that she did and just trying to embarrass her at every turn. It was awful.
Yeah.
Opposite of a girl's girl.
No, for sure. She's literally like, in what way can I make her look out to be bad
and dumb and unlovable?
Yeah, basically, and so that I win in this situation, which is wild because it's not a game. Like, this is literally like their love. It's not a game. Like, also in retrospect, like, you doing all those things, let's say you make this girl look bad, whatever. That doesn't necessarily mean like you're going to be looking any brighter.
No, it's not like he's going to pick you magically at the end of that.
Yeah. Like, let's say they do break up, whatever, they end their engagement. What makes you so confident that he's gonna like come to the light and be like, you are the person for me? Like, maybe that happens, but I'm gonna be honest, like,
probably not.
Yeah,
it's not looking great for you.
Yeah, like you were there already and he chose her.
Yeah. You were there for what, like 8 years or something, and he didn't choose you.
Yeah.
So time to walk away.
Let that sink in. And going back to, we've done this stuff too.
Yeah.
100%. I'm definitely guilty of, you know, trying to act cooler or better than I am. Like, I definitely think back to, like, I feel like freshman me in college was like the worst at this, where I was like, I'm so cool with, I don't know, whatever, like, I don't know. Guys would say, like, I don't know, some of the guy friends that I had, bless them, some of them I still love and I talk to, but some of them, they just, like, the things they would say, and I'd be like, yeah, I'm so cool with that. Like, things that were just, like, definitely kind of misogynistic, like, undertones. And it wasn't to, like, other girls. I actually do remember me telling them that, like, that wasn't cool. If they talked really badly about a girl, I'd be like, that's kind of gross, like, whatever, because I know they would get annoyed at me for saying something. But I definitely went along with them saying those things, like, to me, like, around me. But I'm definitely guilty of just, like, letting guys say those things, like, around me, and me just being like, oh, I don't care. Mm-hmm. Like, that's crazy. Like,
yeah, I've done that too. Like, the kind of like boys will be boys-ish mentality, like, oh, that's just how boys talk, or that's the kind of things that boys do, and just like giving them a pass when they really don't deserve it.
Yeah. I'm like, oh no, you like suck for saying that. Like, that was a sucky, and even like, we all have our moments, but I'm like, that's just like a sucky thing for you to say or do. Yeah. Just because you think like it's, I don't know, like, I don't know what they were thinking, if it gives them like points, like being cool, I don't know, but it's just like not, and I just let it happen because I wanted them to like me.
Yeah, and you didn't want to stand up to them and then be like, oh, she's lame, like, we don't want to hang out with her because she's XYZ.
Yeah, she's uptight.
Yeah.
Like, she can't take a joke. Mm-hmm. And I hate, like, I just never wanted to be that girl. Yeah. That I couldn't take a joke, like, so serious. And, like, I think I consider myself, like, I have a sense of humor or whatever. Like, I can laugh pretty easily, but it's just, like, certain things, like, there's a line, like, what's funny and what's not. And sometimes it's just, like, not funny. And I do kind of feel bad for, like, younger me, because I just, like, wanted to please. And it wasn't even like, oh, I want to date always these guys, but it's just, like, I just wanted to please them.
Yeah, you just wanted to be accepted.
Yeah, and that's, like, icky.
It is. But, I mean, yeah, been there. I feel like most probably women have been there, especially in the college days. I think it is like really true too. Like your freshman, whenever you enter into like a new space, so like maybe a freshman in high school or a freshman in college, and you're like trying to establish a new friend group, and you probably like let things slide a little bit more because you just want to be accepted. Yeah.
Yeah. Pick me, choose me, love me.
No, Meredith. No. But I was definitely guilty of like the cool girl thing as well. And just trying to act unbothered by the way that boys, I'm going to call them boys because they were immature and stupid, act. There was actually this one guy that I dated briefly in my 20s, and he like was like, hey, let's go out to a lunch date. Let's do this. Something came up, but he didn't text me until like hours later. And I was just like, whatever, not gonna bring it up. Like I should have just been like, that was rude. Don't do that again. But I was just like, oh no, it's fine. And I was kind of the way that I acted around him for a long time. We stopped seeing each other because he was kind of the worst.
Yeah.
But later I ran into him and he was like, I just thought like you weren't interested. And I was like, damn, I cool girled so hard that he just thought that I didn't give a rip. And I did. Like I was so annoyed with him, but I just was like, I'm not going to justify that with a comment, or like, I'm not going to argue about it. I'm just going to be cool.
No, I've totally been there as well. Like it's kind of like, I don't want to see them seeing me reacting that way.
Yeah.
Or see me like at my lowest, I guess. I've totally done that where I've just been like, everything's fine. Like, this is fine. Like, as, you know, internally there's like flames everywhere. Like everything's going up in smoke. And I'm just like, it's fine. Like, I don't care that he's like mistreating me or he's like bringing other girls around. Like, I have done that. And that's just like wild because I'm like, no, like that's not cool. You can't mistreat me and get away with it. Not to say that I'm gonna like do revenge on you or anything. It's just like, okay, I just need to like let that go because like that's not serving me. But instead, I'm over here like fighting it. Like if I am very cool about this, if I pretend that everything's fine, he's gonna be like, oh, she's so chill. And I love having her around. And she's so much cooler than whatever girl I'm hanging out with right now. Like he's never going to choose you.
Yeah.
He doesn't like you enough.
Yeah.
If he's doing all those things, he doesn't like you. And it took me the longest time to like get to that point. Cause mentally I'm like playing games. I'm like, if I do this and if I do this exactly this way, that's like so not cool girl. Like you're putting out this air, but in your head you're doing mental
like playing
gymnastics.
chess.
Yeah.
By yourself.
Yeah, literally, because this man is not thinking about that. Like he's not thinking about you. And I just like go back to Summer House again because I'm obsessed. So a couple like seasons ago, because I'm on like season 6, we're really behind, guys, but we're catching up. But Hannah is like Luke brings Sierra, and
she cool girled so hard.
She was like trying to become Sierra's friend, and she genuinely does become her friend. But she's like acting as if everything's fine. And Paige and Amanda are like, "What are you doing? Like you're being weird. Like you're being weird. Like you can be mad. Like just be mad." And she's over here like, "Well, we weren't together and all this stuff," which like they weren't, but like. And then you later find out she was seeing other people. So I feel like she didn't really care. But like,
for the purpose of the TV show, it seemed like they were dating.
Yes. And she was just like acting as if everything was fine. And she like doesn't even bring it up to him right away. And I was like, that's just like, I mean, that's a great example of like you're trying to be cool girl. And you're trying to be like, oh, this is fine. And maybe because she keeps actively going after him after that. So she's trying to still win him over by doing that, being like, I'm fine with you seeing other people. No, you're not fine with it, and that's okay. Like just be honest with yourself.
Be real. And I think women need to be like more okay with just like owning how they feel, but I think we're just so scared of being labeled as like overly emotional or like irrational because we get that label, and so we're just like, I'm just going to pretend like everything's fine.
And what's crazy about that is that I acted more crazy because of those things. Like, had I just been honest and like let it go, I would have not acted like I'm losing like a screw. But everyone's like watching this go down and they're like, oh, like Morgan's having like a mental breakdown. I'm like, yeah, I basically was, because I'm fighting my like emotions.
Yeah.
And that's just like not, it's just not good.
No, because you don't want to be the drama, because that's the other thing. Like, men are always like, oh, women are so dramatic. And so the cool girl is, I hate drama. I don't play into drama.
Yeah.
I'm drama free.
No, totally. I've been there.
Yeah.
I've been there being like, like, it's true. Like the same thing, like girls, they're so dramatic. Like, and I do hate that, because like going into college, I always had friends that were girls for sure. But yeah, me joining like sorority, swim team, like having a lot of those girls around, I got a lot closer with like, I think a lot of girls like quicker than normal, just because I had those different groups. It really like put that into perspective for me. Like when you get and we talked about this, but like when you get a group of anyone together, there's going to be fighting.
Yeah.
You don't think fraternities fight.
Yeah.
You're wrong. You don't think like guys don't like other guys or don't gossip about other guys. Like, you're wrong. It's just like that narrative, like women get together and then we're all like fighting each other all the time. And like women just fight differently than men.
Yeah.
So there's that. Like women just hold on to things, I think, a little bit longer. But yeah, there's drama all the time between both. Like, it's just not.
Yeah, I feel you. I would say one of my other like worst pick me things, probably like when I was younger, is like playing up sports knowledge. Like
100%.
I feel like I know enough where I can participate in conversations that maybe not every woman can. And even that sounds pick me. I promise I'm like not trying to be pick me, but I feel like I just know enough about a few different sports that I can participate in conversations with men. And when I was younger, I definitely would play that up again to be kind of like the cool girl who knows about sports, who loves football, and be accepted.
Oh yeah, I totally have done that too. I think it's like easy, you know, just like a little bit of sports knowledge. You're able to keep up a little bit.
Yeah.
But it is really painful when you like are seeing girls that are like clearly pulling that card, and like you can tell. Yeah, it's just like one of those things where it's like a little awkward. You're like, oh, like you're pretending you maybe like know more than you do. And like but I also think in some ways too, it goes back to like, you don't have to be a fan of something, you don't have to know like everything.
Yes. Like, and there is some kind of like, not stereotype, but there is like situations where it's like, as a woman, you say that you like something and next thing you know, you're getting like quizzed on it.
Yeah. When did so-and-so get drafted?
Yeah.
And what was their like combine? Like, I don't care about the combine. Combine?
Combine. Yeah.
Combine. Gosh dang it. Combine. I don't care about that. Like, sorry, I don't know that they ran a 4:22 sprint. Like, be so for real. Like, and I think more and more like women genuinely are learning a lot more about sports because like with social media, you get to know a lot more like updates on what's going on. So
you get like real time info.
Yeah. And then also like women's sports are slowly on the rise. And so like more women are being interested in sports, like women's and men's, because they're like, oh, this is becoming a thing. It's being, I mean, the entertainment is just like keeps going up. And in America, especially, like we're just so into football here.
Yes.
But like, yeah, no, I totally understand though. I think it's really easy to lean into that because that's most guys, not all, most guys, like that's their thing. It's like sports. So if you like pretend or like you even kind of like sports, then if you play that up, then next thing you know, you guys are like, you have something in common.
Yeah. But I do wonder like a little bit how much of that is really pick me and how much it is just like seeking acceptance, you know, because I think sometimes it's more about trying to bond and seek acceptance, like even on like a friendship level.
Yeah.
And it can get, you know, to a cringy level, but
I think if you're like over promising like by a lot.
Yeah.
Or on the other hand, if you're putting down other women for not knowing sports as much as you do.
Yeah.
Like, she doesn't like watching the games. Or like, oh, like purposely excluding girls. Let's say like you're being like, oh, well, we should go watch this game. Oh, well, so-and-so doesn't want, oh, like, that's too bad. Or like, she can stay at home. Like things like that.
Yeah.
Where you're purposely doing it to get attention or like only be surrounded by the guys. Like that's bad.
Yeah.
Bad behavior.
When you take it too far. My question is though, is like being an influencer, does that make me a pick-me? Because I was thinking about it more and more. And I was like, oh man, I kind of feel like that is a job is kind of pick-me. Because, okay, let me preface it. Like, I don't think it always is. Part of you has to want to help people, like to be an influencer. Like you have to want to offer some kind of like knowledge or like support or something to do what I do.
I think you're a little forgiving there, but continue.
But, I mean, I'm putting my life out on the internet and like hoping that people will like engage and like
me,
like my videos.
Yeah.
And I'm like, is it just because I want people to like me?
No, I would say, well, the first thing, what I was meaning by like you're like forgiving, I actually think more and more people are just doing it just to get famous.
Yeah.
Or just to get, and you can like sometimes tell too when people are like authentic or like doing something like, if they're repurposing like a lot of other people's content, like they're, you know, doing whatever. And I would say those people are giving pick me. Mm-hmm. I think if you genuinely, and you did genuinely start it with the idea of, I want to share my outfits. Like,
yeah.
I just want to like share what I like doing.
Yeah.
And then it just happened to turn that way for you. I think that's not like really pick me behavior because you're just doing something that you're passionate and you like, and then you're sharing it with others, which like if you're, I mean, we do that already with like our friends and our family. Now you're just sharing it with like a bigger audience.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's pick me. I think when you're doing it with ulterior motives and only to get attention, money, for people, just
gifts
like
or something.
Fame, just like for that situation, then yeah, I think that's a little pick me.
It does feel sometimes a little pick me. I'm like, I hope they like my video.
Yeah, but that's just people pleasing.
Sure. Yeah.
I think there's a line. Like there's people pleasing and then there's pick me. And I think pick me is kind of like the negative side where we like maybe are pushing other people down to put ourselves up on a pedestal, or I don't know, like you see where I'm going with
I get what you're saying. Yeah, because I'm very much a people pleaser, and that is like part of my Enneagram too, is like really needing validation. Like that's my intrinsic motivator is validation. Like that's what drives me. And I think probably a lot of influencers are threes, because like that's the driver, like to people please, to get validation, people saying that's cool, like you're awesome, whatever. Yeah, I think just being an influencer is kind of driven by the like people pleasing and needing validation part of me. And so maybe that's not pick me, it's just people pleasing.
Yeah, I would lean it's more people pleasing than anything else. But like I get where you're going.
Yeah.
But no, but I will say, not to like shout anybody out, but I think there's plenty of pick me influencers right now, particularly on like TikTok. I would say there are a ton of people, not people pleasing, pick me girls there. I just think there are, because they're all just like, I don't know, but
just doing it for the fame, for the clout.
Yeah, they don't care. And I think they might even like not lead people astray like purposely, but I think they'll do things to like, I don't know, make themselves look a certain way, look good, and then completely live a different lifestyle.
Yeah.
And that's very pick me, because you're representing yourself as X and then you're doing everything but that.
Yeah.
Like that's disingenuous, and you're selling your followers something that's just like, that's not cool.
Yeah.
To me.
When TikTok was going down and everyone was sharing their like confessions, and some people were like the girl with the ice cubes. She was like, I don't even use these ice cubes. Do you remember seeing that? Like there was one girl who got famous on TikTok for making all these like really cool, unique, different shaped ice cubes. And right before TikTok was going down, she came out with like a confession and she's like, yeah, I don't use those ice cubes. I just make them and share them on TikTok.
Yeah, that's wild. Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah.
Like, why? Well, and it was like the same thing. This other girl who I do really like, but this really made me view her differently. She said she used to share like all her workouts and everything and her coffees. She one time said like her coffee, she used to give them to her mom. Like she didn't used to drink them. She would just make them for the video. And I was like, that's fine.
Yeah.
Like you're doing that. But she said she didn't do any of the workouts like that she was posting. Like
that's insane.
At least at the moment, like she kind of went back and was like, well, no, just like at that moment, like I filmed it just to like film it and then I would do it later. But it kind of, I was like, is that right?
Yeah. Is that true? Or are you just like walking it back because now you've been called out?
Yeah. Because people were following her for those because they wanted to look like her, which like, obviously if you work out the same doesn't mean you're gonna look like that person, but still you're selling something that you're saying you're doing and then you're not doing.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't even know if that's just pick me. I think it's just deceitful. Just like
well, it is, but it's like if it's raking in views and you keep doing it, I kind of lean towards like it's a little pick me energy because you're like, well, I'm doing this and like you should do this. Like you don't do this. Like I don't know. Like in my mind, that's kind of where I go. Not that that's like was her thought process. Yeah. She probably just thought this is getting good engagement. I'm going to keep doing this, whatever. But like, I just think that sort of behavior is a little pick me.
Yeah, for sure. What are some other things that like you instantly think pick me when you hear?
Oh gosh. Okay. Well, one is like, and this is like pretty, I mean, people don't do this as much, but if you like comment on anybody's weight at all. So if you're saying like, you know, you're like really skinny, like you need to eat a burger, or like eat a steak, or on the other side, so like they're too skinny, or you being like, well, I'm just like so thin, like I just like couldn't do that, like I can't just like lift that, or like whatever.
Yeah, I'm so tiny, like I couldn't possibly lift this.
Yeah, I'm just so tiny. I'm like literally the wind is blowing me away.
What is that like? I don't know. I've never lived that life.
I know. It's not
me at 5'7". I've never been a tiny girl.
I know but that sort of behavior I think is like really like if you're commenting like on weight, especially when like men are around, like first of all, like just don't.
That's just gross.
If you want to comment on your own body and like in just a general way, fine, so be it. But like let's maybe not negatively like compare our bodies to like anybody else's bodies in the room, especially when men are there. That's just like ew.
Gross.
Yeah.
What about like, I just look better without makeup and I don't understand like why girls put so much time into it.
Yeah, that's gross too. Immediately I'm like, ugh.
No, yeah. Immediately you're done.
Yeah, no, I'm like, demonic energy, go away.
Get the sage out, start cleansing.
No, literally. I'm like, what? Like, why? Again, it's just like all comes back to like thinking like comparison. I'm like, why are you saying that, freaking weirdo? You're a weirdo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think also like girls saying anything about something that like a lot of girls like. Mm-hmm. So like in general, being like, oh, well, you know, a lot of girls like pink. Okay, so like I hate pink and I don't see how girls can wear pink, and it's just like so feminine. It's just like so girly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like I could never listen to Taylor Swift. She's just so mainstream and my music tastes are much more complex.
Yeah. She's so basic.
Yeah.
Basic means that a lot of people like something.
Yes.
Basic doesn't mean bad. I think we need to like get that through our heads because like it's the same thing when men, for instance, are making fun of, boys are making fun of girls like wearing black tops, like jean pants and like black boots or like black shoes. You know why? It's because it's like a comfort outfit. It's easy to pick up. It's easy to do. Does that mean it's like bad? Like all girls look bad in it because a lot of girls wear it? Like, no, it's just like it's a normal thing. It's like an easy thing for girls to gravitate towards.
Yeah.
It doesn't
black top is never a bad idea, you know? Goes with everything.
Exactly. like that sort of stuff. But the Taylor Swift one does irk me because like, why would she sell out her Eras tour again and again and again if she sucked so bad?
Yeah. Like there's a reason
Yeah,
people like it. And just because you don't doesn't mean that you're superior.
Yeah. You don't have to like her. You don't have to listen to her. That's fine. There's plenty of artists that I would never listen to, never like, but you don't go like hear me going around being like, the Eagles. I do like the Eagles.
And I was like, shut your mouth.
But I'm just saying the Eagles, because someone would say like, that's like the Eagles, gross. Ew. Who wants to listen to that guitar solo? Like, I don't like, you're not going to hear me say that. That's just like it's just so weird. But it's just because she also has like been shown a lot recently.
Yeah.
And I think people did get tired of, and honestly, as a lover of Taylor Swift, and I love you, Taylor Swift, I got tired of it too.
Yeah.
I was like, stop plugging her every single second of these like NFL games. Like everywhere she goes, like I'm like, love her and Travis together. Good for them. But like, let's not.
Yeah.
I get that. But
I
like,
get tired of, like hearing about her, but you don't have to put other people down just because you don't get it or don't like it.
Yeah. You can, I mean, yeah, it's just like, again, I think it also just comes down to as well, like not putting things down that people like.
Yeah.
Like people are allowed to like things that are different from you, and that's okay. Like if you don't like Taylor Swift, like, okay, well, I'm not going to go around and being like, well, I love her. Like, she's so great, and here's why. Like, okay, I'm going to be like, okay, cool. Like, I'll never put on Taylor Swift if we're in the car together. Like, what? I don't think it's that deep. Like, just.
Yeah. And that is, I think, truly the line, like we were talking about earlier, between like pick me and just general preferences. Like, there can be girls who don't like cocktails, who like just want to drink beer. Like, I get it. That's like your preference. Good for you. But it becomes a pick me thing when they're like, I just don't understand how girls can drink that stuff. It's just too sweet. I'm more of like a beer and a burger kind of girl.
Yeah. No.
That's where it's toxic.
Yeah. The minute food choices too are just so like, I feel like it kind of going along with the weight theme, but I think food choices is like another tricky subject for people because again, people's taste buds are different or they grew up differently eating different foods. But yeah, that's true. Like where they're like, it comes with an umbrella. Like, I couldn't want to take cute girly pics with it. So sorry. I want to go have my little cocktail and like be a girl and like love life and take my pics.
I know. Like imagine being that hater and you're just sitting there enjoying a delicious pink cocktail with an umbrella on it. Like, you know what? No cares in my world.
Yeah. No, you drink your beer. I'll drink my sweet, delicious drink over here. I don't care. It doesn't even have to be like that, but like, it's just like, come on. The food choices though, also is a big one.
Yeah, it is like salads versus steak. Like, oh, I could never eat that rabbit food. Please.
Please. Yeah. Like, as if, and I feel like always the girls that say that too are the most naturally skinny.
Oh, for sure.
Little person.
Yeah, they're like little sticks chowing down a burger, and they're like, oh. It's like, girl, some of us have to eat a salad every once in a while if we want to stay in shape.
Well, and with the two of us, our stomachs are perpetually like, I literally look at a food wrong, and it immediately like revenge on my body. Like I get so ill.
Yeah,
like, I have to be having a lot of veggie throughout my day. Like when I go on vacation, my stomach always hurts because we're eating out, we're having fun, we're doing the things, and then I get home and I'm like, I crave veg. Yeah,
like on the last trip that we went on, the girls trip, I literally bought a bottle of Pepto-Bismol with us because I was like, I know I'm going to be eating heavier foods. I'm going to need this Pepto to be able to make it through. And like, you going to judge me?
No, literally the last time we were together, I threw up. Like, this is not like, well, actually several trips we've done in New York City when I was like 18, we went to New York City.
Yeah.
The both of us, we had these like tater tots, like truffle tater tots. They were delicious going down.
Good. Yeah.
They fought us so hard.
Yeah.
Because it was like that and truffle, like grilled cheese.
Yeah. Well, it was also June in New York City and we had just walked the Brooklyn Bridge.
Yeah.
Like we were sweaty. We were hot. We were starving because it was like 1:00 or something. I was pregnant. I was like big pregnant. And so I was like, I need to eat some food. And we found this cute little like grilled cheese spot, scarfed down this heavy food, instant regrets.
Yeah, we went back. Both of us were like laying in bed ill.
Yeah, we almost like did not get out of bed that night because we were going to see the show.
Yes.
We went to go see Frozen the musical that night, and we were like,
No, I'm literally, she's position. Laying in bed. She's like, are you okay? I'm literally gagging. I'm trying to make myself throw up. I'm like, it feels so much pain. We ended up going into a salad bar. Yep. We had plans to go somewhere else. We said, no, we can't. We need salad. We went and got salad. And then same thing this last time we were on a girls trip with like all these like women, and we were eating like not that bad, but like lots of cheeses, like more heavier food. Then I got a green chili burger at dinner. It was actually one of the best burgers I've ever had. No, all of a sudden at like 11 p.m. I wake up and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna throw up. I am gonna throw up. And I was just violently ill. And then I went back to sleep and I was fine. And I was like, it was that dang burger and all the food like we'd been eating.
Yeah, it's just heavy. So you can't judge us for wanting a salad.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. Like, if I go somewhere, does that mean I'm always going to get a salad? But no, but like some days you don't know what people are eating.
Yeah.
Give me a salad.
Back off.
Or a wrap.
Back off my salad.
I'm all for a burger, but literally last time I got ill, so I've kind of been avoiding those lately, okay? Like, cut me some slack, please.
How do you think pick-me girls affect friendships?
That's
like female friendships.
Well, it feels like I don't see how it can do well because it's competitive. Yeah. You are bringing a competitive air to the friendship. You are saying we are fighting against each other for this male attention or validation. And when push comes to shove, I'm going to shove you down.
Yeah.
So I look good or can do better.
Yeah. It's like a relationship killer. Yeah. I don't know how you can have close friendships when you're a pick-me.
No. I don't think you can. I mean, maybe if your friend's super nice and just like basically
like
a welcome mat.
Yeah. Welcome mat. welcome home. You welcome the stomping that you get every day. Yes. Yeah.
No, literally, like if you're okay with getting absolutely like pummeled, then like, yeah, you're probably okay with it. But like, and probably not okay with it, but they're not willing to say anything. I think we've had friendships where it's like, oh, people say stuff like that. And honestly, I've done it too. I've definitely said things about my friends or around them. Like, I'm so sorry, guys. Younger me was like a menace, I guess. But like, I think, yeah, like it happens. But like, if you do it all the time, and I mean every single time without fail, yeah, that's not a good sign. That's not a friend to keep around.
For sure. Cut that friend out. If you have one, cut that friend out.
And I guess going back to it, so we're claiming these are all things we did and we're not doing them anymore. So do you think you can be a recovered pick-me girl?
I think so. I think I am recovered. Since you validated that me being an influencer doesn't make me a pick-me, I'm feeling much better now because I wasn't sure what you were going to say.
No, yeah, now you feel the people-pleasing side of you is really singing right now.
Yeah. I am pleased. I feel validated. I feel great about life. I am recovered.
Yeah. No, I mean...
Do you think you're recovered?
I'd like to think I am because genuinely, like all my friends right now, I wouldn't want to hurt them that way. But I feel more me than I have ever. And I think that like, as I've gained more confidence in myself.
Yeah, that helps. It makes a difference. When you feel more secure. Because I think it does like stem from insecurity. No. When you feel more secure in yourself, you don't need to play these games.
I was having this random conversation with these guys in Nashville. And one of my friends in Nashville, I'm still friends with her. We literally just were talking the other day. She's so pretty. Like, she's so pretty. She's like the influencer type. Love her. And these guys were talking to me about it because they were saying like, oh, well, like all these guys like want her basically. Because multiple guys were going up and like hitting on her and stuff. And this guy basically said like, how does that make you feel? Like essentially to me. Yeah, literally screw this guy. I'm sorry. Like if I ever saw this guy again, I would happily kick him like in the face. Like this guy, like it's just such a loaded question basically to ask. And I kind of looked at him and I said, I don't really care. Cause I said, it's kind of like flowers. Like maybe I'm a sunflower and she's a rose, and some guys will like roses and some guys will like sunflowers, and we can both be beautiful and like together. I literally said something along those lines, and he kind of went and he was like, oh, so like you're insecure about this whole thing. Literally, this is making me rage thinking about it, because at the time I was like, no, like I do truly believe that, like, and I think if you kind of have that mindset, like, you don't have to compete with your friends, because like they can be beautiful in their way and like you can be beautiful in yours.
Yeah.
And like it doesn't mean that like one of you is like, you know, like you're each gonna find your person or your thing. And like she's literally happily off with this guy that was also in our program at the time, like loved them together. And so like it just was like such an odd conversation now that I'm thinking about it. But
yeah. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe that. I don't know what I would have done in that situation. My people pleasing side probably would have made a joke and like tried to walk out of it.
No, I don't even know what came over me, because I think I just kind of was like,
such an odd thing to say.
Yeah, I was taken aback, but I also was just like, so, and I think he was kind of negging me, if I'm being honest. Like I think he was trying to see like how I felt about myself. Ew. Like, I don't know what or like maybe trying to like weirdly flirt with me, but like in a terribly bad way. But I don't know, but I was just like not having it. It was
That's gross.
Yeah, all I know is he goes to Ole Miss. I don't know if he still is there, but I think he's probably graduated by now, because he was like...
Maybe not, because I don't think he's very smart.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think his little... I mean, I don't know what would possess him to say that to somebody, but...
You should have been like... Is he shorter? Like, you're like a head shorter than them. How does that make you feel?
Yeah. No, he was tall, though.
Yeah, damn.
He was the tallest one.
Damn.
His other friends were short, though. They were like,
you gotta come up
kings.
with something, like find some...
I know. I should
defect.
Where's your girl?
Yeah.
I don't see her. No one's coming running up to you. Like, I don't know what you were expecting.
So bizarre.
Yeah. Weirdo.
Okay. So is there a male equivalent then? Like, speaking of men.
100%.
Yeah, I agree. And I don't know why there's not a name for them. Like pick me it's normally like pick me girl.
Yeah. No, it's true. Pick me is like synonymous with
like females. Yeah. We need a name for them because they're just as guilty. There was this one guy, I have to tell you this story. This is so funny. In college, there was this football player, and he had been like talking to my friend Angela, and she was kind of like, oh, he's kind of like bad news, like whatever. Like they weren't hanging out anymore. And one night at the bar, he comes up to me and he starts talking to me, and he's telling me this like sob story from like his childhood. And, you know, like I'm zoned in. I'm like, oh my God, like, tell me more. Like, how did that affect your life? Like, I am like...
You're being like motherly, like therapist.
Oh, yeah. I was like totally in the therapist vibe. And one of my girlfriends like came over and was like, you need to get away from that dude. Like, he's the worst. And I'm like, but he's so sad. Like, let me tell you about this story. Later, I go back to my room and I'm telling Angela. And I'm like, this is what he told me. And she was like, oh, yeah, he tells that to all the girls. I'm like... This is a straight up tactic. Like he is a pick me with his sob story. Like he knows that he will get sympathy when he tells women about this like sad thing that happened to him, and he uses it.
Stop. Not him playing the like kicked puppy
yes
routine. That's terrible.
And it was working on me.
Of course it was. Because here's the thing, you're empathetic. Like,
I know.
Women are like, let me fix this situation.
Like I'll make you feel better.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Women love a fixer. Okay.
Yeah.
They just like, we're like fixer upper.
Mm-hmm. Sign me up.
Yes.
Call me Joanna Gaines, baby.
Give me that hammer, can of paint. Next thing you know, no. And it never works. Then you end up with a house that's like completely gutted and you're like, I thought I could fix. No, you couldn't.
No, you can't. You can't fix them. They broken.
No, I think what I would call these men be fishers. Because they're fishing for freaking compliments. Mm-hmm. I also have experienced this as well, where guys are like, you deserve something so much better. Like they'll be like, you know, lots of girls, like they don't like pick me ever, like all this sort of stuff. Like, it's just gross. I'm like, if you're saying that, like, you're clearly fishing for compliments. You're clearly asking for them to be like, no.
To like validate them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, no, you're so like attractive. Because that would be too, like, I guess girls don't find me attractive, like whatever. Or like, this is whatever. And I'm like, oh, please, it's cringe. Like, I immediately, like, I hear that and I'm like, ew.
Yeah. Well, at least you know that to make that distinction and you don't like fall for it.
No, I think it's easy to when you're like, but honestly, I've not really had to experience that too much, thank the Lord. But like, I could see, I mean, I've heard of it, I've seen it. So it's not like it's that crazy to think about. But yeah, like stay far away from that because that person's going to want continuous validation until you die.
Sounds like me.
Send her likes, people. Start liking people.
Tell me how nice I am and how my content is so inventive. Never been seen before.
Tell me I'm pretty. Do you like me now? Do you like me now? That's it.
No, I can't be that. Another thing that I feel like pick-me men do, or fishers, if that's what we're going to call them, they do like faux feminism. Like they pretend to be like all about women empowerment, just for the approval.
Yeah, then they treat women like crap.
Yes.
Then they like never keep a committed woman. The minute they start feeling a little too close, they go like...
They run. Yeah.
Little ghosters. Like, yeah, no, that's so real because they will be the like, oh, I love my sister. I love my mom. No, you don't. Maybe you love them.
Yeah.
You don't love women though.
Yeah.
Just because like you love your mom doesn't mean you're not going to treat women terribly.
Yeah.
Low-key, I feel like guys, whenever they say that, they're the ones to look out for. Like men that just simply love their mother, they'll show it through action. They'll like call her, they'll do things for her, whatever. But like men who are just like, I love my mom. I'm like, oh, no. I'm gonna
If you
away.
say it too much, you might be trying to prove something to yourself or someone else.
Yes. It's a little of like an Oedipus complex or whatever. I'm like, no, I'm okay. I don't need the enmeshment either. It's like either one or the other. I feel like it's like you're enmeshed.
And mother-son relationships, I feel like that's where you see it sometimes, and it's scary.
Yeah. I love my dad, okay? Love our dad. But I'm never like, I must have his like continuous approval, like must like be, I don't know. It's just like not that way. But I do see that a lot with boys and their moms. They're like, I have to prove this to her. I have to be like a great, I don't know. It's just like, it's a little odd sometimes. So for that reason too, I'm normally like, that's a little like red flag.
Yeah. They're waving it.
Yeah. No, I think to kind of go off of that too, if they're pretending also that they're like too intellectual for like sports or things like that.
Just too intellectual in general, when they like purposely pull out big words just to make you feel dumb or like they're smarter than you. Instant goodbye.
Yeah.
Stop.
So sorry. Didn't know you were a philosopher. Didn't know you were so smart. Like you're going to be the next professor at like Harvard. Okay. But like, I'm not interested. Like boring.
Yeah. You know who gives that vibe, apparently? Have you read Jessica Simpson's memoir?
No, I haven't.
Oh my gosh, if you haven't, you have to. I listened to it on Audible, which I recommend because she actually reads it. Cool. But she's talking about her relationship with John Mayer and how he always made her feel dumb and like would use big words and like just talk down to her. He's a pick-me.
I have heard
in the worst way.
He's the worst.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really shock me. And he would. That just also reminds me of Sabrina Carpenter talking about Shawn Mendes in her songs being like, oh yeah, you're like pretending that you're so found, like you're so spiritual, you do all these things, and yet you're like not a good person.
Yeah.
Like it's one thing if you're really into like self-help books, whatever, because that's just like what you're into. But it's another thing when you're doing it just to like garner attention for yourself.
For sure. And to make other people feel inferior.
Yeah. Yeah. Not cool. Don't love that. Also, like, I'm sorry. I couldn't imagine, and not that like doing that is wrong, but I couldn't imagine just like only doing that sort of stuff. Like only reading self-help books, only. And then also, if you're not making like any changes for other people,
yeah, then like what is it for?
Yeah, it's pretty noticeable.
Yeah,
I think that's where it's like, okay, you're pick me.
Yes, you're a pick me boy.
You're a pick me boy. The other thing, and I loved the Barbie movie for this, guys that always pull out their freaking guitar, put it away. I'm sorry, there's probably a handful of guys that genuinely are like amazing. They'll be the next big thing. But like, if you're taking it to like events, or you're like pulling it out for girls and being like, let me sing you a song. Mm-hmm. That's pick me behavior.
For sure.
You're all about the attention. You're like, eyes on me. Mm-hmm. Like, listen up for this song. I don't know. I just find that so cringy.
It is cringy. Yeah. There was a guy that I went to college with, and he would break out his guitar and like sing in his room, and he would like leave the door open, and you know, sometimes girls would go wander in there and sit down and listen, and I would just like roll my eyes. No.
Leaving the door open.
Yeah,
he wanted
he was
people
inviting people, and you know, he'd be singing, and he was like at the top of the stairs, so people could like hear him singing and playing his guitar. Ugh.
Yeah, that's so crazy.
He was kind of like the worst. So,
no, I bet
it fits.
I bet he's very egotistical. Like,
oh yeah,
yeah. Immediately, that's what I'm getting. Like, people want to hear this. People need to hear this. So that's why I'm going to leave the door open, as if other people aren't trying to study or like take a nap or do like just not listen to you. Like,
yeah, but this would be like at parties. Like, people would be downstairs like listening to music, playing beer pong, and he would go up to his room and leave the door open and start strumming his guitar.
That's even worse.
Oh yeah,
that's even worse.
Yeah,
you're literally saying to come away from the party, come hang out with me and listen to me.
Yeah, because what I'm doing up here is better than what's going on down there.
Yeah, that's so embarrassing.
It is really embarrassing for him. I'm glad I never went in there and sat down.
Yeah. No, you were better than that.
Yeah,
good for you.
I know. I feel good in myself again. Thank you. I am so validated today. What a wonderful episode.
I'm just validating all of Lauren's like strengths and everything. She's like, oh, wow.
Never felt better.
Yeah, where's my validation? I get nothing. I also haven't said anything. Not been.
Oh, I love you. You're very pretty.
Oh, thanks.
And you make me laugh.
Oh, thanks. I try sometimes. Or I don't. I'm so cool, girl.
Yeah, you're just so cool like that.
I'm naturally this way. Born this way. I woke up, no makeup. You don't see it on my face right now. I'm wearing sweatpants. You're lying to yourselves. Like, please. If you're watching this on video, this will make it better. If you're not.
Yeah, we're like fully made up in our outfits for the day.
Yeah.
So
we have places to be, people to see. Mm-hmm. Or maybe we just got made up for you. I don't know.
Yeah, because we enjoy it.
Yeah, take that.
Take that, pick me girls.
I know.
And I feel like on that note,
yeah,
we call it a day.
I think so too.
Oh my gosh, this is such a fun episode. We had some good conversations. I hope you enjoyed it as well. If you're a real one, be sure to rate us 5 stars, and you can keep in touch with us on social while you wait for the next drop.
Yeah, so you can find us at Situationship on TikTok and Instagram, or you can follow our personals. Mine is at Morgan Ashley Shoffin.
And I'm at Lauren M. Dix.
See you next time.
Bye.